Hi, this is Linda, and I have a new recipe that I'm going to be trying out that I've kind of tweaked from a few recipes I've found, trying to make it more WW friendly and but very healthy. This one is called Mediterranean chicken with Tzatziki sauce and Tzatziki is kind of what it showed on how you pronounce it. Anyway, I'm going to get started. The first thing you need to do is make the Tzatziki sauce, and that needs to set for like at least an hour. So I'm going to start it first right now, just real quick, so it can set, and then I can start to work on the rest of the recipe. I'm going to take one cucumber, and it says to take all the skin off of it and to take all the seeds off of it. And then I'm going to put it in my food processor, and I'm going to shred it. And then I'll be right back. Okay, I grated up the cucumber. One large cucumber makes around 1 cup, so this is perfect. Now I'm going to put the grated cucumber on top of a couple, 2 or 3 rolls here of layers of paper towels, and these are the real thick paper towels, so it's just a couple. I'm going to sprinkle this on top, and then I'm going to sprinkle up 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt on top of this, and then it will set for 30 minutes, and then I'll finish the recipe up on this. And this is for the Tzatziki sauce, is what I've been told it's called. Tzatziki. My husband's been looking it up for me, so we'll see how close I am. Anyway, I think you get the idea. So here's the cucumber. Now I'm going to take 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Just want to sprinkle it over it just really lightly. I'm going to let this set for 30 minutes, and then I'll be back. In order to distribute the salt evenly, I just went ahead and took my fingers. I've washed my hands. I'm moving the cucumber, grated cucumber, around so the salt kind of gets into all the little pieces of the grated cucumber. Okay, the cucumbers have been setting for 30 minutes, so I started mixing up the rest of the ingredients. I put 1 cup of non-fat Greek plain yogurt into this bowl. This is 0 points. Now I'm just got through adding 1 tablespoon of chopped up fresh mint, and now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh dill. This will all be in the recipe. Then I'm going to add some minced garlic, and it's going to be 2 tablespoons of minced, or 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. And then 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. So we put this in here. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. That's fresh squeezed lemon juice. So it looks like I've got all the ingredients in here. I'm going to mix this together. Then I'm going to add the shredded cucumber with it. I'm going to blend this all in very carefully. Then this needs to set for an hour, which is good because while it's setting to bring in all the flavors together, I will be making the Mediterranean chicken. It's looking good. So now I'm going to add the cucumbers. Okay, now I'm going to get started on the Mediterranean chicken recipe. Now this is a 1 skillet type of dish, so that you cook in a cast iron skillet. You can also cook it in a regular skillet. Just the recipe that I was looking at said cast iron, and other ones that I was looking at. Since I have a cast iron skillet, that's what I'm going to use. So let me go over real quick what's going to go in the recipe, and then I'll put it together. There's going to be a 1/2 cup of white wine, a couple tablespoons of oregano, then a couple tablespoons of garlic, and then a handful of crushed up parsley. Make sure you remove the stems and just the crushed parsley. 1/2 teaspoon of pepper and 1 teaspoon of salt, Then I'm going to tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, juice of 1 fresh lemon, and then 1 diced up red onion, 4 chicken breasts, and then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of chicken broth, a couple tablespoons of olive oil that will go into the skillet. So I'm going to start putting it together now. Okay, I've got my skillet heating up. It started getting too hot before I could finish this and started smoking a little, so I had to take it off real quick and send my husband around for another walk around the block with the dogs. So you're going to take, and try to do this real quick before it gets too hot. Take the 4 chicken breasts. You want to pat them dry. Just kind of take a paper towel, flip them over. I guess you can't really see me back here because I got that skillet. Anyway, I've got 4 chicken breasts here. Let's see if I can scoot this over just a little. Okay, let's try this. I put 2 tablespoons of olive oil into the skillet. Now I'm going to take the garlic. Well, before I do that, you want to cut 3 slits into the chicken breast. Take a knife, cut 3 slits. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I'm going to take the garlic. I'm going to rub garlic on both sides. Rub the garlic into it. Try to get some of the garlic into the little slits as you're rubbing on the top. Get it into the little slits. If you can see me doing this. And I'm going to try to get this in here. Then I'm going to, let me flip it over, get the other side. I'm going to rub the garlic in the other side. Get this. Then I'm going to salt and pepper both sides. And it's a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt. Rub it in. It's like a 1/2 teaspoon. A little bit of the pepper. Rub it in. Go to the other side. Got all the garlic in there. Okay, now I'm going to do salt and pepper again. A little bit of salt. I'm going to rub it in. And a little bit of the pepper. I'm going to rub this in. Rub it all into your chicken. And then 1/2 of the oregano. So that's going to be 1/2 of a tablespoon of oregano. So I'm just going to kind of take it and rub it all around. This was a 1/2 in here, so. Now it's going to go in this before my house smoke alarm starts going off. I'm going to go in the skillet. You want to brown it on both sides. Okay, the chicken is browned on both sides. Smells so good in here. We kept turning them over back and forth so it's evenly browned. And now I'm going to add the wine. I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of white wine, a dry white wine. I'm going to pour it over here. You want to let it cook down to about halfway. Scraping off the bottom a little bit here to get the spices in there. So I'm going to cover it and let it cook down a little bit, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm not covering it, not yet, but so it can cook down a little bit. Just wanted to add that. Okay, the chicken is cooked down where the wine is cooked down like half. There's only a little bit left. I've been rotating it also because it's got some, the garlic, some yummy spices in there, and try to keep it moist. So now it's ready for me to add the juice of 1 lemon, and I think it says 1 large lemon juice. I'm just going to kind of pour that in there. A 1/2 cup of chicken broth. Next. And then a tablespoon of oregano, or the other 1/2 of the tablespoon, so just a little bit here. I'm going to sprinkle that in with the sauce here. Then I'm going to rotate the chicken around a little bit here so it gets covered in this sauce. I'm going to cover it now for about 15 minutes. When it's cooking on this little burner thing here that I have, this little portable one, it doesn't cook as fast as my stove, but it should cook in like 10 to 15 minutes on a regular stove. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cover it now. It cooked down, the wine cooked down, so then I added a half a cup of the chicken broth. I added juice of 1 lemon, and I added half of the oregano, which is a 1 tablespoon, so a half a tablespoon of oregano. And I'm going to stir this all around. You want to reduce your heat, cover it and cook it for like 10 to 15 minutes. Put an internal thermometer on it, and when it reaches 165, then the chicken is done. So I'm going to stick this in here. And I'll be back once it hits 165. Okay, now I'm going to add, this is cooked down with the, actually the chicken's done, it's hit 165, and the broth is cooked down. I kept turning it over so you can get all of the broth on it. It's really good. So now I'm going to add a cup of finely diced red onion. I'm going to add 1.5 cups of sliced little grape tomatoes, or any type of tomatoes, as long as they're, sliced into small pieces. The little grape tomatoes are perfect for the Mediterranean dishes. And then I'm going to add 1/4 cup of sliced green olives. I'm going to stir this around a little bit, then I'm going to put a lid on it and let it cook for around 3 more minutes, and then it's done. Okay, it's all done. I made some Mediterranean cauliflower rice, and I just used the cauliflower rice that you buy in the store that's frozen, and just cook it. I add a little bit of olive oil. I chopped up a little bit of parsley. I added about 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, a couple tablespoons of garlic, and just cooked it all together. You can also add pine nuts to make it more Mediterranean, or almonds, but I don't want to add the extra points because I want to have some pita to go with it. So here's how it turned out. I'm going to put a slice of my chicken breast. This is a double recipe actually for us because this serves 4. And so I'm just going to pack it up for lunch for my husband and I for later in the week. So then I'm going to spoon some of the sauce over, just 1 second. Okay, now I've got the tomatoes, the olives, the onions, all of that, spooning it right on top of the chicken. Then I'm going to top it off with a couple tablespoons on each of feta cheese. Don't even have to do a couple. You just do just a little bit. Just adds a little bit more flair to it. And this is included in the points. And then a little bit of parsley, a fresh parsley on top. Adding like a tablespoon of the Tzatziki sauce on top. I'm also putting some Tzatziki sauce in little dishes on the side because I have some pita, little pita triangles here from pita. Took 2 pita pockets and grilled them on my little, actually used my little crepe maker, which I love. It also makes eggs, it does all kind of stuff. This takes just a second just to warm up this. So we have some little pita triangles, and I'm going to put some of the Tzatziki sauce right next to it. And this is what we're going to have for dinner. This is only the Mediterranean chicken with the rice is only 4 points per serving. I added the pita pockets, and if you use the Sara Lee ones, which this kind I'm using, they're 2 points. So we added another 2, so this whole plate of food is only 6 points. It's going to be so good. I can't wait. You have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. And if you did, then please share my channel with others. Just want to be a blessing to other people. And you can go to my website at amazinghealthyrecipe.com and find the printable recipe. Also, the recipe for this will show up below YouTube under the description, but you can't print from YouTube. So if you want to print it, go to my website. All of this is on my video and in the instructions. You have a wonderful day. God bless you. And here's to another healthy and yummy dish. Bye.